I realised just how important the Indian merchants and had been in Zanzibar, and quite often recent authors have suggested it was just the economy. They were just interested in making money and profit. But in fact, I could see that they were involved much more in the politics even, and even in the ending of the slave trade as well, because it turned out that it was the Indian merchants who had prevailed upon the Sultan to close the slave markets, and it was their determination that, and the realisation that if he didn't close them, he was going to lose all the trade and everything, that finally pushed him into agreeing. The Indian communities, and many of which, as we know, come from Kutch, which is nowadays part of Gujarat, were very, very influential in the forming of present-day society. Quite a few of the railway workers actually ended up staying in Kenya, and the little shops, they quite often followed the route of the railway line, and because of course they were close to the communications for provisions, and that is where the first shops really started. But in fact there was one person that I did interview, and he was called Alibai Adamji, and he claimed to be actually the first person to have a little dukkha, and he had that in Machakos, which was actually during the period of the Imperial British East Africa Company. That was the forerunner of the colonial project. The first dukkha in 1892, he also claimed to be the first to introduce money, a sort of the rupee, into these shops, so that foodstuffs were no longer bartered. I definitely felt that the Gujaratis were very family orientated, and it was this sense of family and family network that had in fact probably made them so successful in business. And I did interact a lot with the Indian community in Mombasa. It was a very prominent community, certainly in the 80s and 90s, as many of them were extremely wealthy traders. And as I told you previously, my husband was in the shipping business, so many of his clients were Indians trading and exporting and importing.